This is Demons Be Gone, and Oaklawn's veteran railbirds say there's never been a faster 3-year-old run on the Spa track. Today, the nation gets its first close-up look at this demon of a runner, unbeaten in 1987, and now the future book favorite to win the Kentucky Derby. Budweiser racing across America. Today, live from Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas, it's the 51st running of the Arkansas Derby. This ESPN sports presentation is brought back in beautiful Hot Springs, Arkansas, at America's only racetrack in a national park. Today is the 62nd and final day of this 1987 race meet and the end of the Racing Festival of the South. The 7 stakes races that make up what they call here at Oaklawn the nation's most important week of thoroughbred racing. It's a hot afternoon, temperatures in the 90s, more than 66,000 people are on hand. And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln as we welcome you to Oaklawn Park. It's Derby Day in Arkansas. The folks here will probably bet some $6 million before the day is over on this, their biggest day of the year. We've got another big day, a show jam-packed with racing action for you. Let's take a look at the schedule we'll be presenting today. We'll start first with the 50th running of the Ashland Stakes at Keeneland to give you a look at the top 3-year-old fillies of 1987. Next, courtesy of ABC Sports, run earlier today at Aqueduct, the best Derby prep in the East, the Wood Memorial. We'll take a look at the top 3-year-olds in the East today. And then we'll be back here at Oaklawn Park, highlights of the 6 Racing Festival Stakes races run to date, and then the big one, live here, the 51st running of the Arkansas Derby, with right now the horse that looks to be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby, Demons Be Gone. And working with us here on our telecast today, one of America's great race callers, well, at least the best on 2nd Avenue in New York City, Tom Durka. Hello, Tom.
I bet you didn't know that Dave Johnson was a neighbor of mine.
He's off 2nd Avenue.
Okay, well, you're still safe with me. The Kentucky Derby is just 2 weeks from today, and there are only 2 major prep races after the races today, the Bluegrass and the Derby Trial. Within an hour, we will know who the favorite for the Kentucky Derby will be. People out in Vegas know about odds and they know about favorites, and here's the way they see it in the future book. As of this moment, Demons Be Gone at 4-1. Now, this is his future odds for the Derby. We'll never see 4-1 on him today. Lucky if we can get 1-5 on him. And Capote, his odds will tumble if he runs well at Aqueduct this afternoon. Bet twice at 5-1. Masterful Advocate at one time was the pre-Derby favorite. And Temperate Sill, his odds came down quite a bit after that big win out in the Santa Anita Derby. And if you're looking for some bargains, how about Crypto Clearance at 10-1? Gulch and Gone West, they will both be running this afternoon. As I said, these odds are very volatile, and it depends on how they fare. Momentous, Leo Castelli, and others, Chris Lincoln, in that future book.
Well, the roar of the crowd as the horses in the 8th race go winging by us right now. The Arkansas Derby is the 9th race on the program. And let's take a look now for the conditions for the big race here. The Grade 1, the $500,000 51st running of the Arkansas Derby. They go in 1 mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds. We also want to tell you about the Oaklawn $1 million bonus. Only one horse has a chance at that. Demons Be Gone. He won the Rebel. If he wins the Arkansas today, then goes to Louisville in 2 weeks and wins the Kentucky Derby, he'll get a $1 million bonus from Oaklawn Park.
Not too many trainers interested in running against the big horse this afternoon, Chris. Only 5 interested in running against Demons Be Gone. Let's take a look at the field for this Arkansas Derby. Looking for the big one, going off at 7-2. He should be the early speed in the race. He's very quick from the starting gate, which is exactly what he did in the Santa Anita Derby. In fact, Gary Stevens said that this is the fastest gate horse he has ever ridden, and that is coming from a jockey who used to ride quarter horses. Looking for the big one. Did just that in the Santa Anita Derby. He went right out for the early lead and set the early pace. But he couldn't handle the eventual winner, Temperate Sill, who finishing 4th that day was looking for the big one. Temperate Sill goes on to a very impressive and decisive win in that race. Making only his 3rd career start, looking for the big one, figures to improve off that race. It was a Grade 1 stakes event. And he's coupled with another D. Wayne Lucas trainee by the name of Fast Forward, stablemate of Looking for the Big One. Fast Forward raced very well here at Oaklawn Park all spring long. Then he was shipped to Birmingham and really didn't run very well in the Alabama Derby. Wound up finishing 4th that day. Perhaps he just didn't like the racetrack up there. So they packed him up, put him on a van, brought him back to where he's done his best running, and we'll see him this afternoon. He's running off of only 6 days rest. And the big horse, Demons Be Gone. Don Grisham has been making the odds here for 23 years, and he has never made a horse that short a price, 2-5. He's the big favorite here this afternoon. Pat Day settled him into stride behind the early leaders in the Rebel Stakes, and here's why he's such a big favorite this afternoon. He didn't ask him for much run in the early going, but when he did, he took off like a rocket, and he'll go on to win by 4 widening lengths. As you can see, he's not a real smooth, fluid running horse. He has a bit of a choppy way of going, but he does get the job done. That race, coupled with a sensational win in the Southwest Stakes, makes him a prohibitive favorite this afternoon. Not the case with True Diplomacy, who has been racing recently on the grass. He'll be 10-1. And You're No Bargain. He wound up third to Phantom Jet in the Tampa Bay Derby. He was third in his next start as well to Demons Be Gone. Here's the Tampa Bay Derby. They have a very deep and tiring racetrack there in Tampa. Pretty good place for a trainer to leg up a 3-year-old to get a good bottom on him. And You're No Bargain winds up third that day. He's a pretty consistent colt, though. He has finished in the money 5 of 7 career starts. And rounding out the field is a maiden, Ildajinsky. He was scratched from a maiden race today, and he opted for the $500,000 pot. I think his trainer must have some sort of confidence.
Tell you, Tom, I've never seen the local media as excited about a horse here. Randy Moss, the Arkansas Democrat, Jack Valentine, the racing form, they all like Demons Be Gone. But here's a quote from the New York Times, Monday, April 13th. I'm pretty confident that Demons Be Gone will lose Saturday, because another one of my colts, looking for the big one, is going to beat him. Dwayne Lucas.
I really think that this fellow has a big future in this business, but he needs a little more confidence.
Dwayne Lucas, he says Demons Be Gone can be beat today. When we come back, we'll take you to Keeneland, and we'll take a look at the Ashland Stakes in Lexington, Kentucky earlier today. Oaklawn Park, a beautiful bronze here called Dashing to the Finish, and that's what they'll be doing here for the Arkansas Derby very shortly. But before that, Keeneland and Ashland Oil want to welcome you to the 50th running of the Ashland Stakes. And a beautiful commemorative poster has been done at Keeneland to honor this 50th running of one of America's top races for fillies. And I want to thank the folks at WKY-TV in Lexington for working with us today on the telecast down there. Ashland Stakes, $150,000 added. It is a Grade 1, a mile and a 16th for 3-year-old fillies, the 50th running. Tom, it is not the time of year we usually talk much about fillies, but some good ones ran earlier today at Keeneland.
Yes, indeed. The favorite in the Ashland Stakes, Mar. Let's take a look at the field for the Ashland. We've got a field of 12 3-year-old fillies going at it. Combative was coupled with Lawyer Talk. Lawyer Talk was scratched. Combative, a stretch runner at odds of 33-1 here. Chic Shireen, a California invader trained by a guy we're going to hear a lot about this afternoon, Dwayne Lucas. And another one from California, trained by Laz Barrera, Bury Your Belief. The final odds there at 4-1. Here's the favorite, Mar, and for good reason. 1 mile and 1/16 is her distance. She gets out fast. If loose on the lead, she is very, very dangerous. She has won 10 of 15 starts, most of them stakes races. She beat them all in Florida. She's taking on all comers from all around the country at Keeneland this afternoon. And the odds are 2-1. Hanging on a star, 2 for 2 lifetime. Big test for her today. Elsabet raced well here at Oaklawn, 39-1. Single Blade developed a slight temperature. Bob Reinecker scratched her. Outlander Margie at 18-1. Woody Stevens has won this race 4 times. First time back in 1949. That might have been before even you were born, Chris. 7-2. And Grecian Flight, super filly from New York. She's only lost 1 race. That was a photo finish. She's beaten the boys, and she'll be very tough here this afternoon. Stargrass, there were 3 more. Stargrass at 21-1. Laserette and Mary the Boss, a big long shot as they load into the starting gate at Keeneland. Now, the distance here is 1 mile and 1/16. Keeneland is a 1 mile and 1/16 racetrack. For races of this distance, they move the finish line up the track 1/16 of a mile to where the finish line, or where the 16th pole would be. In effect, they're shortening the stretch by 1/16 of a mile. That favors the front runners. It's not so good for the stretch runners. Here's Mike Battaglia with the call of the Ashland Stakes.
Having a bit of trouble with Laserette in there. Now she stands all right. Mary the Boss moves in. They're at the post. And they're off. Breaking for the lead from the inside. That's Elsa Vet. Also on the inside, Bury Your Belief. Down along the rail, Chic Shireen. Then up from the outside, that's Bound, followed by Mar, then Grecian Flight. They're well bunched into the first turn. Down along the rail, Chic Shireen moves by and gets the lead by a length. Bury Your Belief is second, a length. To the outside, Elsabet third. Length further back, down along the rail, Our Little Margie takes fourth. Mar is fifth by a half length. Grecian Flight runs the sixth. Length and a half back to Bound, then down along the rail, Hanging on a Star. Gap of 3 to Combative, then up from the outside, Stargrass, followed by Mary the Boss and Laserette Trails. Down the back stretch, Chic Shireen leads at a length and a half. Bury Your Belief second, a half length. From the inside, Our Little Margie takes third. On the outside, Mar and Grecian Flight are both gaining ground. They're moving for the turn. It's Chic Shireen still in front by a length. Down along the rail, Bury Your Belief is second. Length and a half to Our Little Margie with Mar and Grecian Flight on the extreme outside. They're midway through the turn. Chic Shireen in front. Opens it out to 2 lengths. Bury Your Belief second by 2. Our Little Margie third. 2.5 back to Bound running fourth. They're into the stretch. Chic Shireen still in front down along the rail. In the center of the track, Bury Your Belief gains ground. It's going to be those two. Forget the rest of them with a 16th of a mile to go. Chic Shireen on the inside, ahead in front. On the outside, Bury Your Belief. They hit the wire right together. From my angle, I can't tell. I'm way away from the finish line. I cannot tell who won the race.
And it took a photo to figure it out, and there is the winning rider, Sandy Hawley. He was aboard the 2-horse. That's right, the White Bridle got there first again. Chic Shireen from California in a time of 1:44.3 for the mile and a 16th at Keeneland today. Look at the price it paid. A lot of respect for the California horses. Bury Your Belief, another California ship-in, was second. Our Little Margie was third. In time, the complete order of finish for the fillies that ran in the Ashland.
Well, the best Woody could do was fourth here. Combative closed to be fifth. Hanging on a Star wound up sixth. She may have a future. And some big disappointments here for Grecian Flight, way out of the money. Mar, she's very good when unmolested on an early lead, but she was in the middle of the pack and could do nothing today. Wound up 12th.
We'll be seeing some of these fillies run in the Kentucky Oaks, I'm sure. The 113th Oaks, we'll be seeing that coming up the day before the Derby here on ESPN. Well, the Racing Festival of the South highlights when we return. Like his father before him, a past president of the TRA. Mr. Sell, I know as a charter member, you believe in the Thoroughbred Racing Association, what they've done for racing.
Well, I sure do, Chris. It's an organization made up of track management across the country, and we get together to try and solve the problems that face the industry. We do an awful lot of good things, too, other than management problems.
And that certainly is one that's, I know, very dear to your heart, the scholarship program at Vanderbilt University.
That's correct. That's a grant that the TRA gives to any high school senior who wants to pursue a career in sports journalism. Of course, the name comes after Fred Russell and Grantland Rice. Grantland Rice was considered by most people the man of war, the Babe Ruth of sports journalism. And Fred Russell still writes for the Nashville Banner. His sense of humor, intellect is known the world over.
Mr. Sell, again, thanks for a gorgeous Arkansas day. A great crowd, 66,000 plus. It's been a great season at Oaklawn.
It's been a marvelous season, and as you know, the sun always shines at Oaklawn.
No doubt about it. Mr. Sell, again, thank you very much for having us. We always enjoy coming. It's where we got our start.
Chris, thank you, and good luck to you.
Thank you much. Charles J. Seller, the owner, chairman of the board of Oaklawn Park here in Arkansas. Well, one of the things we're awfully proud of here at Arkansas is the Racing Festival of the South. There is nothing else like it in all of racing. 7 stakes in 7 days, more than $1.5 million in purses. Let's review the Racing Festival of the South for '87.
Since 1974, some of the nation's top thoroughbreds have converged on Hot Springs, Arkansas for Oaklawn Park's Racing Festival of the South. Champions have won, like Tiffany Lass and Turkoman last year, and champions have tasted defeat, like Lady's Secret and her gallant loss in the 1986 Apple Blossom. No event in the Racing Festival of the South should be considered a walkover, as favorites Hometown Queen and Timely Assertion found in last Saturday's Grade 1 Fantasy Stakes. The mile and the 16th race ended as a duel between once defeated Up the Appalachie and Very Subtle, ridden by Chris McCarron. Up the Appalachian jockey Mario Torres finished 2.5 lengths in front of Very Subtle, but the stewards posted the inquiry sign within seconds after the finish. As we can see by the head-on view, Up the Appalachie, with Torres whipping left-handed, drifted out into the path of Very Subtle. The stewards disqualified Up the Appalachie and placed Very Subtle first, and the official result of the fantasy. On on Monday, it was Dr. Dalton manhandling a group of 3-year-olds in the 6-furlong Bachelor Stakes. Then Team Lucas kicked in. Only a Glance, a member of the stable trained by Oaklawn's leading conditioner, Dwayne Lucas, found room along the rail at the top of the stretch and went on to score a game win in Tuesday's Prima Donna Stakes. With Gary Stevens aboard, she stopped the clock in a very quick 1:09 flat for 6 furlongs. We should see more of this improving filly, Only a Glance. By the way, Lucas also won the 1985 Prima Donna with a 3-year-old filly named Lady's Secret. Next, it was Northsider's turn. In a Grade 1 Apple Blossom, the topsider mare showed the Lucas touch by scoring a 4-length win under Angel Cordero Jr. Team Lucas wouldn't compare Northsider to their 1986 Horse of the Year, Lady's Secret, but Cordero, not known to be bashful, said right now he thinks this filly would give Lady's Secret a run for the money. Her entry mate, Family Style, the 1985 juvenile filly champion, was second. On Thursday, the Lucas magic continued with Sunmaster in the Count Fleet. A force at Oaklawn all meeting with 3 stakes wins. Sunmaster won the big one with an easy victory under Gary Stevens in this Grade 3 event. Lucas had tied the record he shares with Jack Van Berg for 3 stakes wins during the Racing Festival of the South. In Friday's Grade 1 Oaklawn Handicap, the spotlight was on 1986 3-year-old champion Snow Chief. Sometimes brilliant and sometimes not in 1987, Snow Chief put it all together at Oaklawn. Carrying top weight of 123 pounds, the Mel Studi trainee digs in and gamely holds off a group of heavy hitters, including the Lucas-trained Red Attack. It was the second Racing Festival win for Mel Studi, who saddled Very Subtle in the Fantasy. Quality thoroughbred racing, champions from the past and those yet to come. That's Oaklawn Park's Racing Festival of the South.
By the way, Team Lucas has already won 3 races on the Oaklawn program today. He earlier won the Ashland Stakes with Chic Shireen. So Lucas is rolling Gary Stevens with 3 winners today at Oaklawn. The horses are arriving for the Arkansas Derby. They're looking for the big one, or fast forward. The white bridle of Dwayne Lucas. We said he has won 3 races on the program today. He's won 3 festival races to tie Jack Van Berg. Gary Stevens has now won 4 races on the program today here at Oaklawn. Well, that's the situation in Oaklawn. Let's talk about now what's happening in terms of the best in the East. The Wood Memorial run earlier today, and courtesy of ABC, we'll be showing that to you. It's a $500,000 added race. Grade 1, 1.8 miles for 3-year-olds at Aqueduct, where they had heavy rain the day before. The track was muddy. Tom, those are the conditions for the Wood.
Also important to mention, Chris, that all horses in this race carry Derby weight of 126 pounds. They've never done that before, and many of them have never run 1 mile and an eighth before. And here's the field. Gulch, the best 2-year-oldie in the East last year. 3rd place finish in the Gotham was his first defeat in New York. He came from well off the pace that afternoon. Jose Santos aboard Gulch. Casey's best turn, a long shot. Chocolate One closed very well in the Bayshore. Closed even better in the Gotham, going 1 mile, going 1 mile and an eighth this afternoon. And well bet at Aqueduct at 7-2. Pleasant Variety, his only race in the slop was dismal. Capote at 6-5 this afternoon. Last year's 2-year-old defending champ. Should improve off that Gotham race. The Battleman was scratched, didn't like the off-track. Marine Command, and Jimmy Edwards is the jockey there. You can put blinkers on that one. Gone West, trained by Woody Stevens, the sensational winner in the Gotham, and Mixed Emotions. Here's our colleague Dave Johnson to call the Wood.
The Wood Memorial, 1987. All in line. Frank Alvarez directing traffic. They're on. Gulch comes away quickly toward the inside. There goes Capote up the middle of the racetrack. Chocolate One is right there between horses 3rd. Mixed Emotions 4 wide on the first turn, followed by Gone West. Then Pleasant Variety. Marine Command saves ground along the inside. And 3.5 back to the trailer. KC's best turn. It's Capote on the lead. racing away from the rail in front by 2. On the inside, Chocolate 1, second by a head. Mixed Emotions third. There goes Gone West, moving on the outside. He was not up front early, but he is fourth on the outside, 2.5 off the leader as they straighten away for the run down the backstretch. First quarter, 23-3 on the muddy track. Capote and Cordero in front by 1, with Chocolate 1 in second by a length and a quarter. Gone West bides time in third. 4 lengths farther back, here comes Gulch, squeezing through along the inside. Marine Command on the outside. The long shot is fifth as Mixed Emotions drops back into sixth. Then Pleasant Variety, and Casey's Best Turn remains the trailer. Around the far turn they go, and it's still Capote. He's the one to catch. He's in front 3 parts of a length. Chocolate 1, closer than usual, is right there in second, and Gone West is third. Gulch saving ground along the inside fourth, and Marine Command with a big move is right there fifth as the field moves past the quarter pole. Capote, the front runner. Here's Gone West on the outside. Here's Gulch at the rail. 3 of them across the track, and down the stretch they come. Gone West with Robbie Davis, trained by Woody Stevens, takes it by 1. But here comes Gulch on the outside with a late move. Capote is finished. He's third and dropping back. 70 yards to go. Gulch with the late move on the outside. Gone West hanging down. Oh, too tight to call. What a finish, and that's the 63rd running of the Woods as Gulch was up in the final strides. Gone West holding.
What a finish. Officially, Gulch wins it. He was the best 2-year-old in New York a year ago. Now he may be the best at 3. Gulch in a time of 1:49 over a muddy track, returning 9:20, 4:40, 3:20 for Leroy Jolly. Gone West, trained by Woody Stevens, who won the Gotham, was second. Chocolate 1 was third. We will tell you, Dwayne Lucas's Capote was 8 lengths back in 4th place. Here is the order of finish. Capote 4th. Running down the rest of the order of finish in the Wood Memorial: Marine Command, Casey's Best Turn, Pleasant Variety, and Mixed Emotions. Also earlier today at Aqueduct, Java Gold, another top 2-year-old, came out and won the Best Turn Stakes in 109 2 for 3/4. We'll be back in a moment. You across the country watching, there he is, the big horse. Just in front of you now, the 2 horse, that is Demons Be Gone, unbeaten at 3. The 1 horse is looking for the big one of Dwayne Lucas with the white bridle there. 1A, also the Lucas entry, is Fast Forward. That expects to be the tough competition for Demons Be Gone today. Well, we're looking for a big race here. Let's go back in history a bit to another big moment in racing with Breeders' Cup.
There have been some great racing moments here at Oaklawn Park this week. Now let's go to another Breeders' Cup championship moment. Hollywood Park was the site for the inaugural Breeders' Cup, and a capacity crowd witnessed a star-studded field in the first race, the $1 million Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Chief's Crown lived up to his billing as America's best 2-year-old with a determined drive to the wire.
They're inside the final furlong, and here comes Chief's Crown on the outside. He's taken the lead, and a champion is crowned.
Chief's Crown provided the first Breeders' Cup championship moment.
The 2 horse you're looking at, Demons Be Gone. 8 outs, 5 wins, 2 seconds. He's won over $273,000. Pat Day is up in the yellow and brown of Lob Lolly Stable. Past winners of this Arkansas Derby, John and Anthony won it in 1980 with Temperance Hill. Trained by Phil Huswall, that is the horse that, as you mentioned, is 2-5 on the morning line here, the lowest morning line odds anybody can ever remember. And some of the local press here, Randy Moss, the Democrat, is quite a handicapper. He put him 1-5, and that's what the crowd says. 1-5 for the 2 horse, Demons Be Gone, the Bay Colt by Elocutionist, a 1976 Arkansas Derby winner himself out of John and Anthony's mare, Rowdy Angel by Halo. And there he is. They're getting ready to come out on the track for the 51st running of the Arkansas Derby. $500,000 purse, $300,000 to the winner in this 1 1/8 test. It is the big race here at Oaklawn, and those who are still looking for the big horse for the Kentucky Derby will soon know if Demons Be Gone might possibly fill that bill today. They're coming out of the beautiful infield area here at Oaklawn, getting ready to make their turn. Tom Durkin will pick them up here with a post parade for the 1987 Arkansas Derby. And Tom, while the field is overwhelmed a bit by Demons Be Gone, the only stakes winner in this race, it's still a horse race, but there's more than one in.
There's no such thing as a sure thing, Chris Lincoln. We know all about that from many years of betting on losing favorites. Here's looking for the big one. Figures to be the early speed. And Lucas is high on this colt. He's making only his 4th career start. He has speed, no question about it, but he lacks seasoning. He made his career debut just 35 days ago. And he'll be ridden this afternoon by Gary Stevens, looking for another win here at Oaklawn Park this afternoon.
Keep an eye out for the Keeneland Sale Horse, $610,000 sale horse right here.
Fast forwards, yes, another one with a white bridle, indeed, indicative of those D. Wayne Lucas trainees. The seasoning that looking for the big one lacks, Fast Forward has. He's had 13 starts, almost all of them at a mile or more. He has the seasoning, but seems to lack the talent of his stablemate. Ricky Frazier, he'd love to win this one. He was born right here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and here is the big hoss as he steps onto the track. He is the favorite for the Kentucky Derby. There you see the 4 bandages wrapped around those legs that figure to take him to victory here this afternoon. Most people think so. His win in the Southwest Stakes remains one of the most impressive races by any 3-year-old this year. He carries from 5 to 8 more pounds than the other ones, and Pat Day is aboard to ride Demons Be Gone this afternoon. True Diplomacy, the 3-horse, won his first 3 career starts as a tour. This is an interesting horse. One of those races he beat No More Flowers, who just missed in the Florida Derby. And he was a little washy in the post parade. Michael Lee is in to ride this horse, who is Florida-based. Has been running on the turf in his 2 races as a 3-year-old. Interesting entry, though. And Your No Bargain finished 3rd to Demons Be Gone, beaten 6 lengths in the Rebel. He made a pretty fair move in the middle of that race, but just couldn't extend it to the last furlong. He's going even longer again this afternoon. Herb McCauley will be asked to make that perfectly timed move for Your No Bargain should he win. There's another white bridle. You were a little fooled by that one. This horse is a maiden, Il Dejinski. He was entered in a maiden race this afternoon. There's an interesting story with this horse. The owners of the horse were the underbidders for Rampage last year. He won the Arkansas Derby, and they figured maybe the karma will work out and they'll get it. Larry Snyder has been asked. They've got to put up $8,000, including the money they took to pay Larry Snyder to ride him today.
I love it. They had earlier entered this horse as well in a maiden race today, the 5th race of the day. Scratched him out of that, left him in the big show, said, hey, we missed the Rampage. Let's try with it with Il Dejinski. They even got a white bridle.
Maybe they were looking for an easier spot. I don't know.
We're going to take a look now as you've taken a look at this field. You've heard us talk about the big favorite Demons Be Gone. What about a horse that'll pay a price? Our Budweiser Long Shot.
Today's Budweiser Long Shot is Your No Bargain. The son of 1972 Kentucky Derby winner Reva Ridge has been competing successfully, despite some excuses, with some tough company like Bet Twice, Gulch, Phantom Jet, and Home Builder. Here at Oaklawn, in the Rebel Stakes, Your No Bargain took the lead as the field turned for home, but he could not hold off the determined late charge of today's favorite, Demons Be Gone. Your No Bargain faded that day and wound up 3rd. But highly regarded Florida trainer Jimmy Bracken says no more excuses. This is his colt's 2nd race over this track. He has worked well since the Rebel and is bred to go the distance. Herb McCauley returns to ride our Budweiser Long Shot, Your No Bargain.
Well, Your No Bargain opened at 4-1. The Budweiser Long Shot is 12-1, but just about anybody else in the field could be a Budweiser Long Shot today, with Demons Be Gone at 1-5 on the boards. In fact, let's give you an odds update real quickly and just see if the betting public or what they think of the entry of Lucas and then if Demons Be Gone. Tom?
I'm a little surprised that the Lucas entry is bet down to 2-1, but maybe they are catching on here.
After this week?
Races today, I guess. Demons Be Gone, 1-5. No show betting, by the way, here at Oaklawn today with the short field and the overwhelming favorite, perhaps afraid of a minus pole, so there will be no show betting on this race today.
We've talked a lot about Demons Be Gone. In a moment, you'll get a close-up look at this 3-year-old everybody around the country is talking about, and the horse that right now is favored to win the Kentucky Derby. We'll be back in a moment.
At Oaklawn Park this afternoon, Demons Be Gone, owned by the Loblolly stable of owner John Edward Anthony.
These are Loblolly pines. Over a century old, they stretch 90 feet into the Arkansas sky. It was this species of southern pine that lent its name to one of America's top racing stables, the Loblolly stable of John Ed Anthony. This third-generation lumberman manages 125,000 acres of family timberland out of his main office in Bearden, Arkansas. The 3 lumber mills that make up Anthony Timberlands produce 166 million board feet of lumber a year. But today, on Arkansas Derby Day at Oaklawn, it's the loblolly stable, not the loblolly pine, that is the center of attention. This is John Ed Anthony's Demons Be Gone. And with his trainer, Phil Housewall, they have guided the elocutionist colt through an undefeated 3-year-old campaign that has now moved him into the favorite's role to win the Kentucky Derby. Anthony's first impressions of his homebred colt out of his mare, Rowdy Angel.
Well, he was not a particularly impressive young foal. He was just a little brown horse in the field, full of horses, and he's not the type of horse that you would have picked out as a great prospect, but they come in all sizes and shapes, and he just is a little bit less spectacular in looks than some of the others.
As a 2-year-old, Demons Be Gone won 3 of 6 starts with 2 seconds to earn over $150,000. John Ed Anthony remembers when he really knew this colt was special.
Well, when we took him to New York after winning 3 races in Philadelphia Park and in Monmouth, and he raced against Gulch in the futurity there, and he was narrowly beaten in a fast closing second, we were convinced we had something to be proud of.
And trainer Phil Housewall couldn't ask more from his 3-year-old in '87.
He's sure done everything we've asked of him up to this point, and I think that just steady progress is what you're looking for in a 3-year-old at this time of the year. And so far, he's handled every challenge we've offered to him with pretty much flying colors. So we just hope we can continue this success as we go on down the road.
It was when the Demon was unleashed in the Southwest for his '87 debut on March 7th here at Oaklawn that he left everyone gasping as he got faster with each quarter. He opened in the first quarter mile at 24-3. He was 7th, 6.5 lengths behind the field. He ran the second quarter in 23-2, still 5.5 off the lead. The third quarter was 23-1, but a quarter of a mile from home, he was 3.5 lengths back. Demons Be Gone accelerated to win by 8 lengths, finishing his final quarter in just under 23-1.
Quite simply, it was just the most spectacular performance I've ever seen a horse put on, certainly one of mine, and one more so than any I've ever seen before.
Critics say that the Arkansas horse hasn't faced the toughest competition yet, but John Ed Anthony has proven many times before how good his stable is, and he has shown his pride in his home state by naming many of his runners after locations and personalities in Arkansas. His first superstar was Cox's Ridge in 1977. Cox's Ridge is the ridge of land just across Ted's Bridge that goes over the Washita River. Next, it was the racehorse named after the small rural community of Temperance Hill. The colt bearing that name became Loblolly's first champion in 1980 when he won the Arkansas Derby, the Belmont, and the Travers. Another champion was Van Landingham, the champion older horse of 1985. He won over $1.4 million, including the D.C. International. He was named for the lone resident of Cox's Ridge, Charlie Van Landingham. And just 2 miles from Van Landingham's home is where the Little Missouri River joins the Washita. Little Missouri, a son of Cox's Ridge, was a fine handicap horse last fall in New York, here winning the Brooklyn. John Ed Anthony, the lumberman, here with a 3-year-old loblolly pine tree. But he now has another 3-year-old on his mind, Demons Be Gone.
This colt has done everything we've asked him correctly and has attracted the attention of a great many people in racing, and therefore the phone rings and there are a lot of people asking questions, and I certainly hope that he lives up to his early billing.
If he does live up to that billing as the favorite to win not only today's Arkansas Derby, but also the 113th Kentucky Derby, now 2 weeks away, they'll be looking for something in Arkansas to name Demons Be Gone.
Well, there's Demons Be Gone headed toward the starting gate, and Pat Deabortum is a pretty good actor in the early going, and no problem getting the big favorite into the starting gate for the biggest race of his career.
Tom, 1-5 right now. There you see, and that bet on is 118,000 to win on Demons Be Gone. Any scenario that he could lose this race?
Well, the old loose on the lead theory, which could happen to Looking for the Big One. He might get brave if he's not challenged early. Or perhaps Demons Be Gone could have peaked too early this year. We'll go up to the call and find out as Terry Wallace, the track announcer here at Oaklawn, describes the action.
Well, the horses are moving into the gate now. We're looking down as Eel Jaginski is moving in. We're waiting only now for fast forward, and we'll be ready to go with the 51st Arkansas Derby. And the assistant starter now moving fast forward up to the outside post position. Waiting for Eel Jaginski. And a You're No Bargain. And now there goes fast forward, moving toward the stall. He's balking just slightly to go in. Big, handsome son of Pleasant Colony and Ricky Fraser up. And the assistants are working to work him in. And now there he is moving into the gate. They're in the gate. And they're up. And on the inside, Demons Be Gone broke nicely, but now Looking for the Big One. Shoots quickly for the lead. True Diplomacy settles into second. You're No Bargain third. Demons Be Gone has the rail in fourth. Way out on the outside, fast forward. And Eel Jaginski trails as they move into the turn. And under a snug hold, Looking for the Big One, and Gary Stevens open up a 3-length lead. To the middle of the track is True Diplomacy with Mike Lee in second. Pat Day skims the rail with Demons Be Gone in third. Followed by You're No Bargain, Eel Jaginski, and fast forward taking back today. The opening quarter, a comfortable 23-1. And Looking for the Big One, playing Catch Me If You Can. He leads it by 3.5. Pat Day takes Demons Be Gone into second and slides it away from the rail. True Diplomacy in the middle is third. Eel Jaginski is along the inside between horses You're No Bargain and fast forward. The half accomplished in 46-4, and still it is Stevens and Looking for the Big One. True Diplomacy to the outside. Pat Day sitting comfortable with Demons Be Gone. Then the rest of them clustered behind. Eel Jaginski on the rail, fast forward, and You're No Bargain as they move on to the final turn. Looking for the Big One still has the lead. True Diplomacy second, and Demons Be Gone, and Eel Jaginski, the maiden, shooting through on the inside. 6 furlongs, a minute 10 and 4. And on the turn, it's Looking for the Big One to lead, but now here comes the Demon on the outside. And here they come into the stretch, and it's the Demon driving up and hooking, Looking for the Big One for the lead. On the outside, fast forward with a late charge. With a furlong to go, Pat Day takes Demons Be Gone to the lead. Looking for the Big One is second, and as they drive for a wire, make no mistake about it, it is Demons Be Gone up the hand ride. Here he comes, Kentucky. It's Demons Be Gone winning the Arkansas Derby by 3.5. Looking for the Big One finishes second by 2.5. You're No Bargain finished third, and they accomplished 1 mile and an eighth in a minute 47 3/5 seconds.
Thank you, Terry, and as Terry Wallace said it so well, look out, Kentucky, here comes Arkansas's Demon. Demons Be Gone, the unofficial winner of the 51st Arkansas Derby, won 47-3, a little bit slower than we might have anticipated, judging by some of his earlier races here, Tom, but still, when he had to do it, Pat Day called on him, and Demons Be Gone got there in pretty good fashion.
I really wouldn't be too concerned about the time, Chris. He won with such ease. He never asked him to run at all until the top of the lane. Then he just clucked to him a little bit, hand rode him out to the wire. It was really no contest whatsoever. Looking for the Big One, got off to a rather comfortable lead. He really didn't get any kind of pressure at all until Day decided to move with the big horse. And when he moved, the Arkansas Derby was history.
That time is 1 second off Snow Chief's track record for 1 mile and an eighth that he established yesterday in the Oaklawn Handicap. Back with Demons Be Gone in a moment. To Oaklawn Park, and in the winner's circle, as he has been all season long here at Oaklawn, that is Demons Be Gone. He is still in line for the Oaklawn $1 Million Challenge. He is 1 race away, but it is, of course, the Kentucky Derby. He won the Rebel. He today won the Arkansas. If he wins the Kentucky Derby, he'll get a $1 million bonus. And look, the state of Arkansas is in the winner's circle. Charles Sella is holding the trophy next to him, Governor Bill Clinton of the state of Arkansas. And you can see what they think of their horse here in the state, the land of opportunity. And that's what they're thinking right now. By the way, the time, 1:47-3, is the second fastest Arkansas Derby ever run in the 51-year history. Only Althea's 1:46-4 was faster. And there is John Ed Anthony in the light-colored coat. He came here as a boy, as a student from the University of Arkansas, to watch the races, would drive 4 hours one way just to come here to watch races. And now he's in the winner's circle for the second time of the Arkansas Derby. Tom Durkin is ready to take a close-up look now at this 51st Arkansas Derby and at Demons Be Gone.
At this point, after a relatively comfortable first quarter of 23-1, the half went in 46-4. Gary Stevens has looking for the big one, who, by the way, was just off a step slowly today, but he did send him quickly to the front. He had no pressure early. He was supposed to act as the rabbit for his entry-mate Fast Forward, who was back in the pack in the early going. And right there in the second circle, you see Pate with Demons Be Gone. He was just about 5-6 lengths off the early pace. He was on the rail, and Day eased him off the rail to get a good striking position as the field moved into the backstretch. True Diplomacy makes his move on the far outside now, but you can put a fork in him because he's going to be done in just a minute. And in between horses, Demons Be Gone. At this point, he has still not asked Demons Be Gone for anything. And now Gary Stevens knows that looking for the big one's going to start gasping, and he starts to go to work on him with 1/4 mile to run. To the outside comes Demons Be Gone, and he is still under a hand ride. There you see, and he's bearing in at this point, which is something that he did in the Rebel Stakes as well. He's inside the final eighth, and he is still hand riding him all the way out to the wire. Never took the whip out on him. The only time he took the whip out is when he came under the wire to brandish it in a salute of victory. The last 1/8 of a mile there was in 12 seconds flat. A brilliant effort for the very sure-to-be favorite of the Kentucky Derby, Demons Be Gone. Mr. Lincoln.
Thank you, Mr. Durkin. By the way, that 12 seconds matches the final fraction that Snow Chief ran yesterday when he set the track record here. And there it is, the fastest times of all the Arkansas Derbies. Demons Be Gone is in there in second. He is the fastest colt to ever run in the Arkansas Derby, 1:47.3. And there he is with the loblolly cooler over him, heading back to the barn. Phil Oswald, the trainer's done an outstanding job with his horse. And there you see Pat Day stepping in with the owner, John Ed Anthony, with Phil Oswald, the trainer. The victory picture, they hope for another one in Kentucky in 2 weeks.
And Pat, in the stretch run, do you ever think you had a shot of losing it all during the race at all?
No, I'll be very honest with you. Going into the race, I had complete confidence in this colt and his ability, and in Mr. Oswald, the trainer, and Mr. Million, the boy that's rubbing this horse. He just got a tremendous amount of ability.
Okay, you never really asked him to run it all in the stretch, Pat Day. The winning jockey with Demons Be Gone, a very emphatic winner. Chris Lincoln?
Thank you much, John Ed Anthony, the owner here, Phil Oswald, the trainer, going to Kentucky. John, congratulations.
Thank you.